I am back. What's going on? It's zmoT. Holy bejesus. Yesterday was one of the most stressful days I can remember, and then I came home and blew 2 operation attacks afterwards. One of them was not my fault. New phone. I threw 5 flares instead of 5 shocks. It was embarrassingly bad. Nonetheless, here we are today, and the tribes are absolutely incredible. Obviously, I only have 2 of them here. Smokescreen cost reduction is pretty awesome. Tank life leech I'm going to boost up, assuming I have some raw crystals I can use. And for those of you who have max level tanks, please do try all tanks with Bullit. People are taking down leaderboard #1, 7 boosted ice, unboosted with Bullit energy drink and tanks called Banks. If you look, those of you looking for a fancy name for a troop loadout, I do not have Banks because I do not have the B in the bank. So we're going to try and use tanks with Miss Brick. I guess we kind of do have Banks, or maybe Branks. Nonetheless, let's get going. We're going to use all tanks. We're going to smoke them, and we're going to see just how well we can do. Now, the beauty of these tribes is the fact that smoke is so incredibly cheap. If you have never hopped or you don't know what hopping is, it's time to figure it out, because you can do things like solo, complex, unboosted. Like the idea of getting a complex solo or a Waterloo solo or any of those bases that require a lot of smoke unboosted is just absolutely so. Like smokes, we just used a whole bunch of smokes and they're still only costing 3 GBE. So this tribe is the best tribe ever for learning how to use smoky zookas. And one way to learn how to use smoky zookas is to use smoky tanks. I know that sounds kind of wonky, but tanks, like what I tend to tell people to do or suggest people to do is learn how to smoke warriors. If you can smoke warriors, you can smoke zookas, because warriors move a fair bit faster than zookas. But if that doesn't work for you, the other alternative is to smoke tanks, because tanks move slower than zookas, and it gives you a little bit more time to get your smokes out, a little bit less time. You don't have to worry about rushing or anything like that. Just trying to give you options. Now, the problem with using smoky tanks is that they are slow and Brick is fast. So maybe if you're going to try to smoke tanks, you might want to leave the hero at home, or maybe you don't care, or maybe you just refuse to use tanks. All of those things are completely fine options. I think I have level 3 tanks at the absolute most. I think they're probably more like level 1 or 2. We will check the replays, and I don't expect to be able to go very far. When stage 6 and 7, maybe even 5 come along, probably not going to work. Let's have a look, see what level tanks we have. We have level 3 tanks, so fairly useless. And if you're wondering why we're not doing widescreen, it's because I just did whatever we have available. I still haven't decided on the widescreen versus regular screen decision argument yet. I just came home after, like, honestly, like, yesterday was a complete and utter crazy day. So today's recording is we're just using whatever's in front of me, and we'll go forward from there. I have fairly big plans, not even plans, just ideas about these tribes and things I want to think about and try to do and stuff like that. We'll see if they actually come to pass. For those of you who are not aware, probably no one, yesterday was my visa appointment for France, and let's just say that it did not go as well as I would have liked. Not really a problem on my end. Basically what the issue is that the document lists say things like you must have 3 months worth of bank statements, but what they don't say is that those statements must be less than 7 days old. So we did all this prep months and months in advance, got our bank statements like a month ago, got our letters from employers and letters from notaries and got them notarized and all this, like, tons and tons of work. And then we got there and they told us, nope, those documents are not accepted. You have 30 minutes to get new ones or you lose your appointment, basically. So, had to run with 3 kids a kilometer to the one notary I found that had an appointment space for us, and then run another kilometer in the opposite direction to my bank. And then and then one of the documents that was on the required documents list didn't actually exist, and they said we had to just write one, like make it up, and it had to be a legal document, and then it had to be notarized. And so I had to write that. Oh, this is all within the span of a 30-minute window where we had to get back to our appointment. And our travel insurance was rejected because it didn't have our actual legal names on every single page of the document, so we had to buy new travel insurance. It was a complete and utter nightmare. But we managed to pull it off in Amazing Race style fashion, and it was, like, just insane. I do not recommend. Like, it was so crazy. I'm trying to keep the details very, very vague intentionally because obviously I don't know if the consulate would appreciate me talking about the process. I don't know what's allowed to be talked about, what's not. But we got it sorted. That's the only part that really, really matters, I suppose. And we'll figure it out. And we hear back in 30 business days, which is insane if we got accepted or rejected or what. So we leave for France, I believe, in 77 days, and we hear back in 30 business days. So it's the stress is not even close to over yet, and this is why I don't use level 3 tanks, because these dudes are very, very wimpy, and we're just losing troops like crazy. I think we're sitting on top of that shock launcher in its blind spot, so 3 of our tanks might just finish things off. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's throw a medkit out just in case. If you're wondering why I'm not using medics, with this tank, with the life leech, you do not need medics whatsoever. So that's what I'm after here. Just trying to get my tanks in a position where they can take down the base. I just got a beep. Now, I know that... Sorry, just a little bit of explanation there. I just got a beep on my old phone. I did not have endless reserves going, and so I was really, really frustrated because I didn't have endless reserves. These are like the best tribes ever, and I finally figured out after contacting support that I had to find my old iPhone and launch boombeach on it. Thankfully, I still had it and hadn't wiped it yet. So anytime you get a new phone, make sure that if you have endless reserves, you cancel it right away, because otherwise, in order to renew, you need your old device. So that was a bit frustrating, and I've done 0 attacks with these new amazing tribes. I know I'm missing some of the tribes, but on my main, obviously I have the GBE gain, and the Zooka damage, and the smoke. Like, it's so good. These tribes are so good, but I couldn't use them, or I could use them, but not really efficiently, because I didn't have instant trading. And once you have instant trading, you can't go back. I am totally going to fail this. Let's retreat. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch my tanks die, or, I mean, just use tanks. They're good, but not for me. I'm done with tanks. Just too slow for me. Zookas have more damage per second, and there's more Zookas, and my low-level tanks just can't do it. So obviously on a higher-level account, yes, all tanks is so off, it's ridiculous. But we're going to use Zookas because we'll have tons and tons of GBE, and it will be amazing, and it will be fun, and we'll just absolutely crush at life. I'm going to smoke right into there, probably lose some troops along the way. Oh no. Mortar did not ruin our lives. Sniper Tower is also not ruining our lives, so I'm just going to walk right into there. I'm going to need to get rid of that mine. Otherwise, again, life-ruining experience. So... yeah, why I'm telling you my entire life story about my visa process, I don't really know, just trying to maybe explain why I'm so frantic and rushed and stressed right now, but, things are otherwise okay, not really many complaints from me, just gotta get de-stressed. It's going to take a couple days. Still have that, I woke up about 6 times last night, still have that tightness in my chest. It's now out of my control. If we're missing a document, if a T is not crossed or a I is not dotted, there's nothing we can do about it at this point. So, just have to hope for the best and leave it up to the universe to decide. I guess the universe is more like a French consulate, but yeah, hopefully it works out. But yeah, these tribes, I put up a post on my community section of YouTube, and 315 of you voted, I think it was, and said, best tribes ever, OMG, and I have to agree. These tribes are absolutely insane. If you've never got a Zooka solo, this is the time to do it. We have the Zooka damage, we've got cheap smokes, we've got extra GBE. Like, it is so incredibly good. Now, it's obviously not something that could be sustainable going forward. We couldn't have these tribes always. Like, the game would just be too incredibly easy. But it's nice to make the game easy once in a while. And these are the tribes that we'll have for the Halloween Mega Crab. So hopefully we can do some Zooka damage to it, or tanks. I mean, just using all tanks with Bullit is so strong for max players, so I would suggest maybe getting used to that a little bit if you're not familiar with how to play with tanks and Bullit. It's something that is going to be a thing this Mega Crab for certain. Let's get our smoke in there. I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm doing. Let's go to right there. We're just going to walk right on top of some things. Hopefully Bullet or Brick gets out front enough to clear that mine, otherwise I'm gonna have a sad moment. There we go. And many shocks. Don't really know, but we have lots and lots of GBE, so we're gonna shock there and there and there and there, maybe, and maybe over there too. So much GBE right now, all thanks to our cheap smokes. Obviously shocks did not get cheaper, flares did not get cheaper, but the thing you use the most, smokes, are all incredibly cheap right now. I was going to say is cheap, but smokes, plural, is not plural. Brain on! Let's carry on to stage 7 of 7 standard issue. We're used to walking back there by now. How we walk there, I don't really know. Oops, I already hit attack. I thought I was scouting. Whoops. We're going to walk over here. We're going to get a bunch of free stuff. And then we're going to walk into back there somewhere. Barrage should get us some free GBE. And then as soon as that goes down, we're going to walk right to there just to try to get our ladies undercover. I don't even know where I'm going at this point. We're just going to walk. Where are my ladies at back there? Trying desperately to get things working. Just throwing the smoke slightly ahead of the ladies. Probably did not need to... Uh-oh. We're going to have a problem back in this corner. There's so many mines here. Let's get that artillery out. Hopefully sooner than later. Land. Poof. Yeah. Okay, so not awful. Definitely lost some ladies, but not all of them. Let's get a shock there, and there, and there, and there. Uh-oh, we ran out of shocks. No, we didn't. Medkits. Sorry, I was too busy watching. And maybe, just maybe, stage 7 goes down with a sloppy attack. But thanks to the cheap smokes, it went down. I'm going to call the video there, guys. I'm sorry. I want to do a whole bunch of more stuff, but I took yesterday off work, and so I'm just drowning in stuff right now. So, yes, Dr.T Volcano using these incredible tribes. Obviously, only 2 of the 4 super amazing tribes were used by me in this video. Do boost their smoke for sure. And I would suggest also boosting the tank life leech. The tank life leech is incredibly useful and will be for the Mega Crab. Obviously less so for me because of my baby tanks. But that's it. That's all. Thanks for coming in. Really wanted to do this video partially just to de-stress and tell someone about the experience, and partially just to say hi and sorry for not being around yesterday. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your comments, likes, shares, subscribes, and things like that. As always, I'm zmoT. This is Boom Beach. You are awesome. Thanks for coming in. Talk to you soon. Peace.